Go on, bring us in, Los.
Welcome,
Be our
folks.
hero.
Welcome. We are your trifecta. Right now, once everybody lighting and everything is together, and you can see us all, we are them Uchiha on his Randy Orton basketball glory. Yes, do that. Yeah, waterfalls on him. So today we wanted to jump in here, give our 2 cents, and take part in what has been killing the internet as of late. And your boy Cat Williams going on Unc's podcast and absolutely losing his mind. So prepare for our takes, our thoughts, our insight, and maybe touch on some of the responses that we've heard so far.
What
They'll bring us
responses?
in. This nigga.
I ain't seen not one goddamn response yet. I
Hmm.
seen a bunch of people reacting and one person kick a freestyle. Not
Now that
not
part.
So
If
hold on,
that ain't the
hold
most
on.
WWE shit ever,
dog.
Before we get into any responses, let's be clear, and I want to correct something you said. Cat Williams didn't lose his fucking mind. He got on Uncle Shay Shay's show and said the rest of you niggas better find yours. Quit fucking with me.
I mean that's one way to look at it.
That's
Or
the only way to look at it. He said the cat in the hat came back, and now you niggas is gonna get scratched. That's exactly what he said.
speaking of Cat in the Hat, bruh, I had no idea Disney sent him a cease and desist way
Right.
back yonder.
The mouse don't play.
Clearly,
I heard so many stories.
clearly, that mouse
They
run
not
shit.
letting
Ratatouille for real,
nobody.
for real.
They not letting nobody run through they touch their money.
Insane. But you know what? Before we actually get it, actually, it's a good touch on. So this is gonna be very weird and it's crazy because I'm still trying to find it. You know how when you on YouTube, IG, whatever, and you watch one video and you just scroll, and then you have a whole chain of videos you get lost in. You just in the ethosphere of just watching random
The rabbit
videos.
hole.
Yeah, I was in there one day and I saw a video pertaining to said stealing a joke. Bomanicious.
Yeah.
You know about that?
I actually saw that clip because it was actually from the show. I can't
And
think of.
that's what my problem was. I couldn't remember the name of that damn show. Came out in the 80s.
Was it? Hold on, because I saw a clip today.
Designing Women.
Yep, there you go.
That Uchiha steel trap.
There you go.
The messed up part is Los kind of did the same thing, and I'm scrolling and it says, "Whose joke is this?" And it was a kid. It was a kid. Oh no, it said who stole this joke, and it was a kid back on Showtime at the Apollo. Way, I mean, late '80s, early '90s. Like I don't know. And he told the joke about how the stuttering at the bus driver.
Ho ho.
I actually saw that earlier. I was like, no.
I didn't
Man.
want because that's one comedian.
No.
That's one comedian that I'm like, that's my people's right there. And
Not my
damn, I
man.
was like, so I gotta dig. Now I gotta be an internet detective because I gotta clear my man's name.
Not my man.
Yo, like
No.
I was like, we gotta delete the evidence. This can't stand. Nobody.
Nah, that's blasphemy against him. We don't do that. We don't do not him. He's one of the
Nah.
protected ones. Even though he ain't with us no more. Rest in power, sir. But not him, really.
I gotta dig. I gotta dig. I gotta see when that actually aired.
Mm-hmm.
Now you could tell it was pretty early in the
Oh,
90s.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, son, that's
Just like
hurtful.
I saw somebody post I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw somebody post and they were saying it was about the interview and it was like y'all said, a bunch of people said a bunch of stuff, but nobody said he was lying. And then there's some girl
Hmm.
in the comments talking about, man, that whole bit, because it was referring to Cat Williams doing the car joke.
Yeah. Did you happen
Like,
to see that joke?
yes,
Okay.
yes, I've
Okay.
seen that
Dale.
joke.
Sorry, bro, real quick. Dale, did you see it? All right, bro, keep going. Just want to make sure.
So it was in relation to Cat Williams doing the car joke, and then said it was like, no, it was different music, and he made it a spaceship. And in my head, I'm sitting here like, white people came over here, took the land, divided it up, and made it look different. It's still stolen.
Right.
If I
Right.
take your car and take if I take your
If
car and take
you
it to Los Santos Customs and get it resprayed,
Technically, technically,
if
that's your
you
car now. You
but
went
if
to
you
Los Santos
know
and got it resprayed. Technically, that's yours.
I
it,
still
it
stole
put
it.
hey, it
No,
puts a
yeah,
tracker on
but
it.
cops and nothing is gone. Like you don't get no heat for that car no more.
I don't care
That's
though. It's still
yours.
stolen. That don't make it any less stolen. That makes it no less stolen
It is a
whatsoever.
transfer. It's a transfer of property.
No,
The
stolen
pay
is
spray makes it yours.
listen. It is all a transfer of property. It's whether there are documentations involved or not.
Yeah,
That's
the
the
$50
difference.
you paid to respray the car.
No,
That's the
that's not
documentation.
documentation. I didn't sign that over to you. I didn't say, "Oh, here,
All right.
take my car."
Long story short, we all knew for years that Sid and Steve Harvey, they were stealing jokes. We all knew
Oh
that.
yeah.
We all knew that. The only thing that bothers me right now is you have a lot of people. Like I saw one posting, oh, Cat Williams, he ain't really funny to me. He'll never be in my top five. This, that, and that. What that got to
Okay.
do with what he said?
That ain't
Right.
that don't take away from nothing
Then,
resembling
then you
truth.
wanna, then you wanna sit here and bitch about him saying what he said. Okay, what did he say different from Paul Mooney, from D.L. Hewley, from oh god, what's my man name? I'm going brain dead. Too many blunts. Long story short, we hear the same shit over and over. Niggas know this nigga got receipts. That's why not one person has not yet said use a fucking liar
Right.
because he ain't. He ain't.
Now, I'll say this. Y'all know Kevin Hart has a little segment he does with TNT or whatever. It's
I
It's
felt
in association with the NBA.
Yeah,
I
I know what
felt
Right?
you're
so
talking about.
bad. I felt so bad for him watching that shit because I'm like, dude, you can't
He was
say
trying.
nothing.
He was trying,
You the
but
hurt was coming through.
he did say
he
something that
he
had me
was
thinking.
he was forcing them laughs.
Um, the whole cat saying he read 3,000 books a year from what 8 to 12.
I chalked that up to how niggas like to exaggerate. I just
If
I,
you I divided
2 books a
3,000.
day, ain't it?
No,
Since he
hell
was
no.
whoa. I thought you said since he was like what 6
No, he said
between
he read 3,000 books a year, every year, basically from the age of 8 to
of
like
what?
13. It wasn't from the age of 8 to 13. He read 3,000 books. It was 3,000 books a year. So you divide 3,000 by 365. You get
Gosh.
8 and a bunch of numbers
So many books you gotta do
a
in
day,
a day in 1 year.
a day to
Now
reach
he
three
spread it.
grand.
No, now, thinking of it, and this is just me being devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are thinking of books in the context of average books that people read, hundreds and hundreds of pages. But you got to also remember, though there are other things that qualify as books, like little pamphlets, little brochures. There are different things that qualify as books. Now, I'm not saying the nigga read
The
3,000
ens-
books a year.
when he said he read the encyclopedia, I was with him on that. I did that shit. I was with him,
I think we all did at some point.
but 3,000 books every year.
Yeah, nah.
That's an exaggeration.
Now
Did
hold
you
on,
read a
because that
lot?
rabbit
Yes,
hole
I can
gets
get behind that. But
That
I
rabbit
can't
hole
get
goes
behind it
deeper.
3 grand.
This nigga Dalen said, he could have been reading other things, that's qualified as a book. But out that man mouth, he said, I was not reading nonfiction. Everything I read was real shit. So, excuse me, he said everything he read wasn't fiction. He was only reading nonfiction, right?
And that
So
limits
then that limits the
your
kind of
selection
books.
even more.
Exactly. Exactly. So and then he said he was accepted into college at 13 or some shit like that, like fucking Doogie
7 or
Howser.
some shit.
Yeah, now I didn't want to say 7. 7 was in my head, but I didn't want to say 7 because I'm like, nigga, you really reaching at 7?
You
But
said
maybe like
7.
I don't. Okay, if he said 7, that makes it worse. But I don't know. So those two things in particular, I feel Kevin had something to ride on. Pause. Said something that he could use as some kind of defense. But outside of that, like you said,
And
he
and
just
you
taking
know what?
shots.
You know what? It is easy to pick at the most outlandish thing he says
Yeah.
on the show. But you ain't picking nothing he said that even could have been a smidge true. You ain't picking
Not
nothing he said that could have had a
what.
modicum of truth to it.
Please tell me y'all saw Cube.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that one.
So did all
I
right,
did.
Los? Did you notice that he straight up? The only thing he denied was that
The
Money
rape.
Mike was supposed to get raped,
Yeah.
and said he'd never do that. They'd
Mm.
never show that. But then doubled back because he thought about Players
Players
Club.
Club. Right. He also did say that if he wanted to put a
We
rape in the movie, he would have did it. No actor is gonna change his mind. I believe it. I believe it. Again, Players Club. It
I
happened.
either way, I still did not see Cube call this nigga a liar about any of that.
no.
He flat out said he was telling the truth. He flat out said it about. But I'm gonna keep it 100. He did say about certain things he
Yeah,
was telling the truth.
but literally most people that had something to say or decided to say something, again, they never flat out said, "Nah, you're a bald faced lie." Nobody challenged any of that. They just cleared up. We just got semantics and shit.
But now what's crazy is all the people that came out and spoke for Cat. And it was on some, nah, let me explain to you the type of character Cat has, the type of person he is. I got a homegirl on my Facebook page from high school who was working on the Wendy Williams show when Cat Williams came up there. And there's a story she put up about how Wendy had champagne or whatever for the guests, but it was only in plastic cups. And Cat went off, roasted the
I heard about
whole
that story.
show, roasted the whole show. Cause like, how you got the audacity to serve your guests in plastic cups? What kind of bullshit is Wendy teaching? Like he went off. He was serious, but he was roasting about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw another one where it was a white comedian and he was opening for Cat Williams, and he's like, Cat came and threw a wad of money in his hand that felt like a lot more than what he was supposed to get paid. Dude said later on went and counted it. It was like 5 times what he was supposed to be paid. And the Cat was like, "Yo, nah, you about to go on tour with me?" And he's like, "Nah, Cat took me on 168 shows with him." Like, and I think the thing, Cat wasn't trying to necessarily disrespect anybody. I
He
think
didn't.
his point was, one, stand on business. You know what I'm saying? Two, don't be out here labeling yourself something when you not bringing people with you, when you not helping move the culture forward. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not using the culture or using this medium to propel everybody that you can, don't get up here and talk crazy when you propelling the culture so you can eat. That's basically what he was like. The one thing I loved, and he said it, and I was like, that's actually cold. He was like, I only put on comedians that are funnier than me.
That was a flat out lie, and I hated that he said that.
Are you saying that from your
It's
perspective?
Okay, and I really thought about that. Right. Here's the thing. Let me ask you, in your personal opinion, would you say that Cat Williams is like one of the best comics ever? It doesn't matter. We could say top 20. It doesn't matter. But just he's in the upper echelon of comedians.
I would say he's in the upper echelon, but I also think, again, ranking, just like
Hmm.
anything else, is subjective to
Of
what
course. No, of
you look
course.
for.
Of
Now,
course.
now the reason why I respected his comment is because if you paid attention to, well, not if you, but there's another
Hmm.
part in the interview where Shannon mentioned something about when did you think he was funny? And he was like 10 years ago. He's like, I've never been my biggest fan. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
He's always been his biggest critic.
So I can see him in that mindset thinking, yeah, this person's funnier than me. This person's funnier than me. This person's funnier than me, but they're not getting the opportunity. Let me give them the opportunity because they're funnier than me.
Okay.
That's
So
that's why I can understand that
for
sentiment.
and basically he made sure to make it known this was his opinion on it. These
mhm.
folks, to him, these folks are funnier than me. That was
Right.
his opinion of that person, and that's how he operated.
Okay. Now the reason I started off my rebuttal to what Dalen said with that question for the what tier would you put Cat Williams in is because I looked at it in two different perspectives. All right. Mine's my own personal opinion. That was a lie. Because I've seen a lot of his specials where he took people with him. They weren't funnier to him. They weren't funnier than him to me. All right. That's one perspective I looked at it. Now put that to the side. I try to break it down to when I speak, I like to make it so that everybody can understand and see the clarity in what I'm saying, and then you yourself can come to the understanding so you can see, okay, well, this is how it is. So I guess this is why the numbers come up to that, right? So here's my equation. We can say that in the sport of basketball, there's an argument of who's the GOAT, right? Generally, the argument is just LeBron or Michael Jordan. Would y'all debate that? Just in the general
It's
terms of what you hear the
just the
most.
general conversation. That's
Yes,
that's the comparison.
right. It's those two, right? Now, you have people who are historians in the league that would say, no, that's wrong. You have people like Bill Russell, who has the most championship rings ever. You have people that like Wilt Chamberlain, who scored the most points ever. You have somebody like Kareem Abdul Jabbar, who had the most unstoppable move ever, who scored the most points until LeBron broke it. Then you have people that might say Kobe because everything that he did with the two different timelines in the Lakers organization was still able to win with and without Shaq, right? Those become the topics of conversation when you expand it. That's what I try to do with comedy. If you was to take the two, if you was to say who's the greatest comedians ever, you would usually hear Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. That's really it. Now you might have some people that might say like Bill Cosby because of their taste in comedy, but the general conception would be Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. Now, then you expand it. You have people like the Dave Chappelle's, Red Fox, Bernie Mac. Um, you can throw anybody you want in there. Chris Tucker, if you want. You have those people, right? When I said that about Cat, I'm saying that he's in the realm of those. You wouldn't put Cat in the same realm as somebody like a um back in the old days of Comic View, homie, who did the Shucky Ducky Quack Quack shit. The um Red Fox, not Red Fox, Red Grants, who was actually on a special with him. You wouldn't put Cat Williams in the same realm as, not no throwing shade, but Lavelle Crawford. You would say Cat Williams is higher than them.
I have never been a big fan of Lavelle Crawford. Like
And see, but
her
and this is
she
what I'm saying.
she
When it
wasn't that
comes
funny to
to
me.
when it comes to certain people, they're held
She
at a
she
higher
her,
regard.
and actually it's not even that.
I think you think about the wrong person,
Her
Dell, because
He's thinking
Lavelle
about
Crawford.
Lunel.
Yeah, you
I
think
said
about
Lavelle.
Lunel.
He's thinking about Lunel. Yeah, Lavelle
All
Crawford
right,
was the big
Lavelle
dude.
Crawford, the fat guy that kind of talk like this.
Yeah,
my
that's
fault.
Lavelle Crawford.
Yep, that's
Lunel
yeah,
is the fat chick, the older one who's fighting out here in these streets.
yeah.
Now, see, and that's what I'm saying. He's taking people who, yes, he wants to give a light to, but they weren't funnier than him. Even in that statement itself, how can somebody be funnier than you if you're the one giving them a light? Now, yeah, like y'all said, he could be saying in his opinion that they were funnier than him,
But
but to
look
the
at it from the
masses,
point.
no.
Look at it from the point of though. All right, look at and one before it got commercialized and whatnot. You could not go out to Rucker Park and not see niggas that just wasn't good. But they're not on that stage of the NBA. They're not in college. They're not doing NCAA. But these niggas are good, straight raw talent. Okay, what do? Let's take these niggas on tour and play ball. That's the type of shit that Katt is on right now. Now,
And
Okay,
probably a terrible comparison because with ball, either you can ball or you can't.
not that,
With
yes,
comedy, is subjective.
but also think about people like the Locks, Fabulous. These people make great mixtapes. They have respect and renown in the hood. They are loved artists, but for some reason, when they put an album out, they it just can't reach the levels it's supposed to. It don't reach the levels of their mixtapes. Why is that? Some people just
Because
don't have that I don't know transference,
and
the
my thing
appeal.
is, I think I understand where you're coming from, but I think you're overlooking the position Cat was speaking from. He wasn't speaking from the masses. He wasn't speaking from numbers. He wasn't
Mm-hmm.
speaking from any place but in his mind. When
Mm-hmm.
he hears these people, he thinks these people are funnier than him. He didn't think they were better comedians than him. He didn't think they were better at the job than him. He just thought they were funnier than him. And I think what he tries to do is even something he said, he wanted to be somebody who was funny to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to because he noticed, when he started that white people found him funny, but black people didn't necessarily find him as funny. So then he started working certain areas to get to, build to, and cater to those crowds so he could get those crowds. I think that's what he thinks these people are just off a raw talent funnier than him. And he's trying to give them an opportunity to broaden, expand, and make that thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the place I think he was coming from. Not oh, I think these people are, you know, if it's a list of top 20, these people are above me. I don't even think to be honest, I don't even think
It's
he
like,
thinks like that.
I think he's
He would
playing
have
the
to if he
scout.
call himself the king.
I think he's playing the scout and seeing the raw talent. What can this raw talent do with an opportunity? What can they do when they get polished? They have a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more experience under their belt. I think that's the way he was coming from with that. Because for
Mm-hmm.
him, it's either it's funny or it's not. That's just
And
how he broke it down.
and also, again, I think what just looking at how he spoke of himself and how he spoke
Mm-hmm.
of the situation, I think he refers to himself as the king because yes, he's funny, but he is also doing something for the community and for the genre.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like what else are the rest of y'all doing? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like cuz if you think about it, right? You don't see none of these other people really putting nobody on.
There's nothing
That's
to
been
think
a
about. They
that's
definitely
been a
don't.
huge complaint when you look at
Look,
all the different documentaries and everything.
okay, so
Not
how
saying
about this?
not saying somebody has owed you something, but just basically shitting on who you think no name comedians are.
I wouldn't say shitting on. Um, I you know what? No, if you're talking in the sense of like how people would steal the jokes of a no name and try to claim it for themselves, like use a local, nobody really gonna know you. I feel you on that thing. Yeah, that is shitting on those
Run
people.
your joke, little nigga.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? Phone checking you for your shit. I get that.
What joke?
I my grandmama
But
let me write
but
that joke.
Steve, ain't you got jokes in your? I like telling red jokes.
So in that aspect, I get it, right? Where I don't want. Okay, push back is the comedy industry isn't like the music industry. It's not like the rap industry. You have your one headliner, then you have a bunch the people that they bring up with them. You got your Eminems and your D12s, your Jay Z's and your Rockefellers, your Beanie Siegels and your State Property. You know, the list goes on and on and on. Ti and fucking Grand Hustle, motherfucking Ludacris and DTP, and fucking Nelly and them country motherfuckers. It goes on and on and on. Comedy isn't the same way. For somebody to do that, that's somebody doing it just so for GP they want to look out for they fellow black man, I guess, or up and coming comedian because they understand the plight of what they're going through. If it's not really known for it to be that way, can you really punish somebody for not essentially breaking the trend? Like we're supposed to praise a person for breaking the trend, but can you penalize people that just was a part of the system?
Yes,
Why?
because because you know what? Here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each one of them, whether they'll admit it or not, each one of them got into comedy the same way. They were given an opportunity by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they want to admit it or not, whether it was a huge opportunity or a small opportunity, an opportunity was given to them. Yes, they probably did the work, but all the work in the world without the opportunity to really kind of kick that door down is pointless. And they were given that opportunity. If you know that's a thing and you know there's people out there with talent, they just don't have the opportunity, why wouldn't you present the opportunity? Because if you think about it, right, for a lot of them, that major opportunity was either the comedy club, which was the big thing, or
Mm-hmm.
Def Comedy Jam, or there was some major outlet in which they got the opportunity to shine on and they took
A
full
lot of
advantage of that.
them was Def Comedy Jam and Comic View.
Comic View. Yeah.
Right.
Those two were the staples in the black community to be seen across the because we lived in the 90s. It wasn't no internet and shit like that. We saw you on
Mm-hmm.
Comic View.
Right.
We saw you on Def Comedy Jam if you could afford HBO at the time. It
Right.
was you know
Or you ain't had that
we
hot box that shocked you every time you touched the shit.
but it
Why
worked.
did yeah, it did. You take that shock willingly. Like, fuck that. I'm gonna
it
change this channel.
Hey, but it worked. But long story short, that's how you got to
Remember the
see
Spice Channel?
anybody back then. Oh,
You remember the Spice
hey,
Channel?
you about
Yeah.
gave yourself a seizure trying to see through
Trying to
that
watch
shit.
through the glare.
And you thought you saw a titty and you just lost it. Los just relived a memory.
It was fun. Like, yes, it was so fucking true. What about when you change the
And
channel, you
then,
change it back to it, you have a clear screen real quick, and then it blur up again. So you got to keep changing the channel and putting it right back to get that clear screen glimmers. It was fun.
but
That was
you
fun.
had pretty much those two shows rolled the 90s, and then after a while, you got Comedy Central with their different shows and everything to showcase more comics. But basically back then in those early days, you did the lounges, you did the clubs, and somebody somewhere said, hey, come do this show with me, or somebody just was like, all right, look, you got 3 minutes, you got 5 minutes. And that was how those opportunities were presented back then.
Right.
Now, you have people that are a part of the system and they knew they were a part of the system. But my problem with people like Steve, I'm not going to say too much about Sid, even though he's a little fucked up too. But Steve, I fucking hate him. But you
I've
can't
never
go out
liked
here.
Steve either.
You can't go out here parading like you this saint and you this person within the community and even with the comedy community, and you literally shit on people. You have literally tried to take roles from other people. You stole show ideas and all of that. Like, dude, If you're gonna get your money that way, cool, but don't parade being something you're not.
Exactly.
That's that.
Steve Harvey is the Birdman of the comic industry. I
And then
totally agree.
and then again, like you have to look at there's a genuineness when you do something for somebody and you don't hear about it until later on down the line when that person comes to your defense and they say, "Yeah, nah, all that you saying about this person is BS," because there was a time, like even when I didn't even know, like when Bootsy came out, I was like, yo, when I got out of prison, I ain't had nothing. He said, and Katt came through, invited me to the show. I was front row at the show, and I was getting in the car, and Katt threw a towel in the car, and it was, I think he said like 50 grand in there.
Hmm.
He was like, yo, like that was the realest because ain't nobody do nothing like that for me before. Like, yeah, you think
And
okay,
it's
throwing money at somebody, that's but nah, like helping people where they're at when they're in a spot, when helping people in the spot that they're at, that's real authentic shit and people appreciate that.
Right
and
now,
you see all of this stuff is just starting to come out. When you
right.
got people coming at when you got and the fucked up part is people ain't even coming at him that hard. They ain't even coming at him. But then you got people coming to his defense anyway, co-signing like, yeah, this is who he is.
Okay. Now, be that as it may, and I don't know if I missed it in either one of y'all answers, and maybe you could clear it up for me if I did. I still didn't hear why you can blame the people that's just being a part of the status quo. We didn't blame any of those black people who didn't buck the trend during the civil rights movement. We love and we celebrate, and they are. You something you want to say? You raise your
No,
hand.
I was about to say, and
Oh,
it's kind of goes back to the same conversation. One
hmm.
person did say something about that, and literally the world fucking came on his neck. Now his delivery fucking sucked, but he was absolutely right back when Kanye said that shit.
Oh, George Bush don't care about black folks.
When he said the basically about the niggas on the ship not fighting back.
No, no difference. See the difference with that, right? When
That
he
nigga
said
delivery
that shit,
sucked.
no, it's not even a delivery sucked. It was a stupid fucking statement. When he said that, he was saying that slavery was a choice, and his defense was they didn't fight back. Duh, you dumb motherfucker, because they didn't want to die. Here's the issue with that. With slavery, full blown slavery and the segregation of the civil rights movement, the intensity and the brutality in which that they were doing during slavery is way more intense than what they were doing during the civil rights movement because one, they could get away with the shit. There was no laws for black people. They were nothing but property. So you could do what you
Still
want with
ain't.
your property. This is what I'm saying. But at least with the civil rights movement, they had some kind of leeway. Basically, they released the noose some. You were still hanging, you were still being choked, but they released it a little bit. You feel me? So him saying that slavery was a choice was basically him saying you either chose to live a slave or just give up your life fighting to be a free person. That was his thing. And that's why it's a dumb statement because you can't say it's life or death when it comes to something like that because then if you think about it, if every black person said fuck that, I'd rather die a free person than live a slave, we essentially wouldn't be here. There wouldn't be black people like that in America because we would have died out basically. All of the black people said chose death. What black person would the white people have to have kids with? What black person would have another black person to have kids with in America? Now, granted, you could always go back to Africa and get them, but in America, what will we have? So he's basically talking about extension of the African Americans. That's why it was a dumb statement.
And so I
I can't get. Nope. Go ahead.
hold on, Dell. And I get where you're coming from. Speaking from the perspective of, well, I'm here now, I exist now. I get why you say it's dumb because you're right. We wouldn't exist if some of those people, if basically all of those people said, screw this, you're not putting me in chains. I'm not working shit for you. I'm off this boat. Figure it out. I get why you say his. I'm of the mindset. No, I don't agree with. I don't think he thought out what he was trying to say. I understand it, but I don't think he thought it out. Now, to answer your original question with regard to people who didn't fight or didn't necessarily do anything in civil rights, again, it's going to come to one. I don't know who did. I wasn't around. I don't know who didn't do what back then. Now, if there's historical evidence or historical documentation of people choosing not to fight for the same reason that certain slaves chose not to jump, or that certain slaves just went with it, fear for their lives. If you sat that out because you were afraid for your life or the life of your family, I can understand it. But if you just basically didn't involve yourself in the civil rights movement because you didn't care about the betterment of black people, you didn't care about the betterment of the black person's situation, you just was like, not my problem. I'm over here, I'm doing all right. What's going on with the rest of black people isn't my problem. Yeah, I can hold you accountable because you made a choice.
Yeah, but that's not a dynamic I was going for. Because
So
I
to answer
it,
your original hold on, Los. To answer your original question, can I blame anybody that has accepted their role? No. You're still part of the problem. But I think the aim on this was the ones that claim they are not part of the problem, and they are. If you open your mouth and tell me you're not part of the problem, you immediately get this blame now, because yes, you are part of the problem.
okay.
And yeah, like all of these people that he mentioned make themselves out to be these exceptional grand people. That's how they portray themselves. But again, what have you done for the culture? Steve, you have, and I'm not one to tell black people what to do with their money or their platforms.
Mm-hmm.
But example, Steve, you have a plethora of outlets. You got a radio show. You got a couple of TV shows.
That nigga's a judge now. Oh my
Right.
god.
You
Seriously?
have,
Yes,
yeah.
there's a Judge Steve show.
But you legit
He's
have a
on Juju.
platform.
He's jujuling
You
it.
legit have a platform where you have the ability to put on up and coming comedians.
He found it. Yeah.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God.
You know, um, Cedric. I'm not counting that man's pockets, but you could have easily been like, you know what? Maybe I want to go on tour. Maybe I want to host a tour. You know,
Uh,
I'm just using that
sir,
as an example.
sir, Cedric has
Wait.
4 specials that's not available on Netflix or Tubi. Let me say that again for the audience. Cedric has 4 specials that's not available on Netflix or Tubi. Okay, let's not put him and specials in the same lane. Clearly,
But again,
okay.
again, like, and that's the point, and that's kind of the issue he's speaking on.
Uh,
Stop talking, stop lying, and like stop acting like y'all built yourselves from the ground up. Stop acting like y'all ain't had no help. Stop acting like y'all was just chosen and just did what y'all did with nobody being like, hey, let me pull you up and get you to this spot, when that's exactly what happened.
got a question.
What?
Real quick question. Has Ced ever acted like that? Like he's just self-made, just grinded, and now he's how he is because of what he did.
Said don't really say much. I think okay. I think said caught his because yeah, he stole a
That
joke.
stole a joke. No, I
Stole
only asked that. I only asked that because Ced has been known to be Steve's backpack since the fucking 90s.
He
and
he and I hate to say it like this, but he rode Steve's coattails
Oh
He
fuck yeah.
definitely did.
Oh fuck
the
yeah.
entire
Hey,
fucking time. Like he did not hold his own ever to me,
hey bro.
ever.
This nigga said it's Dell in those MMO games he would leave us alone in. We start a game, he stopped playing. You and I done leveled the fuck up. And then he like, yo, I need y'all to run me through, get some levels. I need y'all to speed level me. Yeah, nigga. You.
Yeah, I was getting my Cedric the Entertainer on.
Oh, we gotta call that. That gotta be a thing from now on. I'm gonna get son. Yo, bro. I'm still trying to get to level prestige 8. I need to get my set on in Warframe. I need to get my set entertainer on in Warframe. I'm trying
You
to
wanna
get
know
my
what's fucked up? You wanna know what's fucked up? So Dalen just, I know this nigga can still hear us. Dalen cut that shit off because he came over here yesterday to pick up some stuff. And I asked this nigga to do my damn rank 9 assessment for me. I was getting my set on yesterday. This nigga told me to go to YouTube.
Real talk. Like, nah, bro. See, I gave you the opportunity. Put you on. Now you'll have it accomplished, and you have the pride of having done it yourself.
Yeah, well, I don't want that. I want to be carried, nigga. Steve Harvey show me. Come here, come on, bring it in.
Nope,
Steve Harvey
nope,
show. Come on,
nope.
come on, no, come on. I need help.
No,
Come on,
no,
come on.
no,
Up,
no.
up. Come on, up. Fuck
You like a
that.
dude in you can't even see his hand. Get out
Fuck
of
that
here.
shit,
All
man.
right. So I gotta ask a question. Because I
Listen,
know all of you watch the Steve Harvey show. We all have. We
unfortunately,
done caught a few episodes.
Mhm.
Was I the only one thinking that shit was a wig on his head?
Absolutely not.
sir. Here's my thing, right? And y'all know that I dabble in the cutting of the hair. You know, I got me a little skills when it comes to the clippers. I came up in the barbershop under my uncle. That nigga afro was always perfect. The
It's
only time
not
only
possible.
time I've ever seen an afro so perfect is when they literally just got the shit done. And the barber has took his time and snipped it with the shears to make sure to get every little
Hey,
strand out.
and
And he
and
just
got the
perfectly formed
blade
it at
out
that
and
moment.
everything.
This is what everything had to be done freshly at that very moment. So this nigga Steve had us trying to believe that he had his shit done perfect like that every moment, like right before everything he went and got his shit perfect.
Right.
Nope.
That nigga went home and took his shit off and put it on a mantle and named the mantle Henry like every other bitch do. Or every other bitch who got a little bust that they put their wigs on when they get it, when they're at the end of the day and they say goodbye to their homegirl Shirley or Sharon or Karen or Boniqua, whatever the fuck they bust name is, and they put their wig on it. Dude, he had
I
to have done the
bet
same
you.
thing.
I
That
bet
nigga
you
had
his
matching wigs for his suits. I bet you.
I bet you
Bet
his
you.
mustache is a lace front.
I bet you this nigga had wigs hanging up on
The
a
one,
fucking. He
the
had
one
afros
thing,
hanging up on a
the
hanger.
one thing you got to give the nigga, and you just took that away.
I
What,
bet
the
you that nigga
mustache?
got a lace front mustache.
That nigga mustache is sponsored by Bosley. What are you talking about? What the fuck you mean?
That mustache is thicker than his bottom lip. Fuck out of here.
What? That nigga mustache gonna be on Nugenics Total Team. Next, what you mean?
His mustache is on
Hey.
TRT.
Hey, she'll thank you for it too.
Maybe he's born with it.
But let's shift gears. Let's shift gears real quick because Katt actually spoke on this, and yeah, nobody is infallible, nobody is untouchable, because Jonathan, I was Kang Majors, was riding that gravy train. Riding the gravy train. It was pouring all over the meat, all over the
What?
stuffing and the rice. The
You
gravy
know,
train
I
was
gotta
just
ask.
bubbling over.
I gotta ask, what did he say no to?
What do you mean?
dog, you can't tell me Jonathan Majors was not completely on his rise. Like
Oh
this
yeah,
nigga
no, he
had
was. This
this
was his
nigga had
time.
multiple like he had multiple movies. He had Creed, he had Quantum Mania, he had Loki. Like, but he still had future movies.
Ant-Man
As
and the
cat
Wasp.
like this dude was
Don't
riding
forget
that
about Ant-Man
train.
and the Wasp. Oh,
That's
you
what I
did
said.
say
Quantum
Quantum
Mania.
Mania. You said Quantum
Yeah,
Mania. My bad. My
he
bad.
had. Oh, this man's face was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Let Cat Williams say that was an ugly face that Hollywood
Now,
convinced y'all was good looking, and you bitches ate it up. Let
now
Cat
here's the
Williams
now
say it.
here's what got me though, and this is what kind of bothers me about this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
The news broke that he got 2 misdemeanors. They dropped all the heavy shit. They hit him with 2 misdemeanors. Nobody wants to say they were misdemeanors. Nobody wants to talk semantics or none of that. They just, oh, he got 2 assault charges. We all watch the same videos and all that shit.
Right.
But anyway, not only that, hours later, he's dropped from Marvel.
Yo, they
These
wasted no
niggas was
time.
it was
Son,
already in the books. It was
they
already
wasted
in the
no time.
plan. They
That was
literally the verdict went out, the email went out.
Yeah,
Right.
it was legitly like they had everything already. They were just
It was
waiting to press the
already
send
typed up.
button or hit
It was
it with
already
a
typed
stamp.
up.
Yeah, yeah.
Now again, we're having all this conversation, but nobody says that he literally got hit with 2 misdemeanors. Nobody remembers the crazy shit about the chick. Nobody remembers none of that.
Man, listen here. My issue with that one, like I really thought once the footage of that night came out that he would be good. But then,
He
unfortunately, people had to
he
remind
been
me that
doing
he's
a
black.
he been doing a lot of yeses. He said no to something.
My man, how
Think
do
about it. Think
you
about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think Josh Brolin,
mhm.
Ezra Miller, uh,
That man?
Robert Downey Jr. All these motherfuckers got second and third chances.
Sir?
This man got hit
Skin
with
color.
2 misdemeanors.
Skin color. Stop acting like you don't understand that being black is a problem even in Hollywood.
Oh, I know
Okay?
it is. But like I
So
said, he
skin
said
color.
no. He said no to somebody.
Huh, huh, huh.
Come on
Let
now.
Cat Williams say he wanted to have a protected booty hole. He wanted to have a
Hey,
virgin booty hole.
Hey,
ain't
he
nothing
turned.
wrong with it.
Hey, Puffy ain't said shit yet.
That's because
Now,
busy going.
Fuck.
He busy going. Take that. Take that.
into TD Jakes clearly because he is a power bottom. Like this shit, the media has been going crazy these past few months. But let me stick with Jonathan
2024.
Majors. Yeah,
2024 said we throwing fucks to the wind.
bruh. Now,
Hey,
question:
Dalen.
swallowed.
Hey,
since when
Dalen.
is
Is this my year? Is this my year?
let it
The
be
no
known?
fucks year.
Let it be known, and I don't understand why this hasn't caught on yet. And I feel like I should not have be the one. I shouldn't be the only one saying this. Like this should be unanimous. This is the year of the Mamba. Oh yeah, that's all I'm trying to hear. 2024 is the year of the Mamba.
I got you. I got you.
You cannot refer
got
to
you.
it to anything else. It is the year of the Mamba. And in the year of the Mamba, we are gonna respect and pay homage to the goat. And we are gonna put our best foot forward. We are gonna grind our hardest, and we're gonna work our hardest. So
Let it be
let's get our
clear.
shit in.
I do what I want.
Yeah, what the fuck ever. You gonna be working if I gotta be on your ass, pause. You gonna be working. I don't give a fuck.
You're not gonna be on my ass, Diddy.
Yeah, okay. Shut up, TD Jakes.
Nope.
So-
I ain't swallowed nothing.
But you the power bottom. What
Yeah,
is
no.
a power bottom? Somebody
Couldn't tell you.
go on our ghetto. What was that ghetto ass website that
Urban
gave out
Dictionary.
there we go. That one.
Hey, it's still there. It's still around.
Oh shit, they need to make
I
it
will
because
take
I don't know
it's
what the
some
fuck
it's
a power
some
bottom
bull.
is.
There's some bullshit in Urban Dictionary.
I bet it is. I bet it is. And if power bottom is in there, Urban Dictionary is the worst. But back to the I'm not gonna make fun of the man. Back to Jonathan. Am I the only one that feels like what we saw in that video was just signs of self-defense. Now,
Pause. Real quick. A power bottom is a guy who likes to wildly ride the peg of another dude while he jacks you off until both have boner gasms. That is from
You
Urban
know,
Dictionary.
you could have kept that to yourself, or
Nope,
you could have
y'all
sent
go.
that to him directly.
Nope. With a trifecta. We all get caught in this genjutsu. Los, you okay?
that is way worse than I thought.
Hey, release.
That damn, that was way worse than I thought. Damn.
Can't look at Puffy the same, can you?
Man, that's TD Jakes. I already knew what Puffy was about. I'm not surprised at the fucking kinky gay shit he do. That's Puffy. Would you be surprised that Birdman robbing an artist? No.
I wouldn't be
Would you be
surprised.
surprised
Man,
that a
fucking
bitch
an artist too.
Nick,